Hello and welcome to Hairdressing Live. My name is Paul Davey and today I have Joanne O'Neill with us. She is a multi-award winning hairdresser, a salon owner, platform artist that has been an influential hairdresser within the industry for 20 years. Welcome to Hairdressing Live.
Thank you, Paul. Thanks for inviting me. I'm very excited about today.
Yeah, I'm thrilled to have you on. Like, we've been chatting about this for some time, and to get you on is absolutely extraordinary because it's something that we really haven't delved into properly and extensively as some of the looks here. I mean, I can't wait to see what's going on here in today's class. But listen, for our audience today, just tell us a little bit about you, your background and where you come from and everything.
Well, I am Joanne O'Neill and I am from Dunloy in County Antrim in the north of Ireland. I've been hairdressing for, oh my God, longer than I care to tell, but probably 30 years.
30 years. You don't not look that.
Oh, well, thank you very much.
About 30 years
nice
old.
Bright lights on me. No, I absolutely love hairdressing. I always try to be part of a team. So I've been on Team Ireland for a long time, which has been very inspirational because I've followed the guys.
It's headed by Maeve, isn't it?
It's headed by Maeve O'Healy-Hart, who's been a big inspiration, and I met Maeve when I was 17. Okay. So, you know, following her and the work that she does in Avant Garde and Team Ireland for their Avant Garde work.
She always spots good talent though, doesn't she?
I would say yes.
Yeah.
I would definitely say yes.
Does, yeah.
So from a very young age, getting involved in competition work was very important for me and very inspirational. And it led on to lots and lots of great things, being part of a team and giving you confidence. So for me, myself, 30 years in business, I've always been interested in hairdressing, as in learning the craft, cutting, colouring, you know, every part of hairdressing.
What did you start off doing though?
I started off as a cutter, in the salon I worked in because I loved fashion. Mm-hmm. So hair cutting was really important to me because it learns you about shape.
Yeah, you're talking when now? In
the 80s, probably.
The 80s? Okay.
Well,
okay.
Yeah, 80s, early 90s is when I would have started hairdressing.
The reason why I asked that is just basically there was a massive shift. I only had this conversation with somebody the other day. There was a massive shift back in the day where it was like a massive separation with, you know, there was cutters, there was technicians. I went into cutting, and a lot of people went into technical stuff, and I was more of the cutting side of things.
The salon that I was in, we had a great salon, 22 team. In Ballymena. Wow. It was a really buzzing salon. It was a great place. It's called Stickies.
Stickies, wow.
So the guy that owned it was Nevin Torrance, although he's more known as Sticky Torrance, and he was a completely eccentric guy. I loved him to bits. He was a great hairdresser, and that's the way the salon was run. You had cutters, blow dryers, permers back in the day, and the other boss in the salon really wanted me to be technical, to do colouring and perming. But he wanted me to do cutting, and I kept saying, oh no, I'm going to be a cutter. Because cutting was right on, well, I felt at the time, it's right on the edge of, fashion.
It certainly was.
Yeah.
I mean, although it's been a massive shift in the industry now where there's been a lot more colouring, hasn't it? It's like colour.
We changed our salon just a year ago to just cut and colour. Yeah. Because it's the creative side of hairdressing. It's not that it's faster, but you can kind of hone in, do more quality work, which I really enjoy, and making sure your colour is really spot on, really perfect. And you know, again, training in colour is so important as well. Doing those kind of really in-depth, learning the whole technical, you know, getting yourself really immersed in it is so important because you're better to your client.
I totally agree. The all-round hairdressers, we did the same thing actually, but I guess I was of a generation where I just concentrated on cutting, and my brother did as well. And we have colourists in our salon, but everybody else that's coming after that is all an all-round hairdresser. Yeah. But it's almost like went from a colour at the back of the salon to at the front of the salon.
Yes.
And it's a massive shift, and I love the way that, you know, it evolves that way. Listen, you on many occasions have judged several award ceremonies for hairdressing competitions. What do you think of the standard currently in the industry? You know, people always say it evolves and
it definitely evolves, and it changes a lot year on year. And I think at the minute there's been a big step up because people are really into their fashion as well. So years ago it used to be people were copying what was winning. Yeah. And you can see a real change now where they're taking their own initiative, they're following their own designers, and they're, you know, working and collaborating more. And I think that's to do with the internet. I think it's to do with Instagram, and people are, you know, networking better, which is really good. I know myself, although I'm kind of getting a bit ancient now, but I think Twitter and Instagram is the way to go.
Totally.
Because I love getting involved with young designers.
You're a Twitter person as well?
I'm not really good at tweeting. I kind of link everything to Twitter, so it shares, but I'm not really good at tweeting. But I love Instagram, I love photographs, I don't like nosying, so Facebook doesn't really suit me that much, but I love Instagram, I love pictures, I'm very visual.
Same as myself, actually, and I think it's good for our industry because it's actually, I think Instagram is very, very visual. I think it's taken over realistically. I mean, Facebook was there. I mean, Facebook is still very, very apparent. I mean, we talk about this a lot as well with, the importance of social media to get our message across and use it for a business on a business level, or even, I mean, realistically, each stylist has their own business, if you like, within a business. So it's important for them to present it to present themselves on social media, that they promote themselves that way. But I personally think as well, I mean, I was at several award ceremonies, and the standard does increase, but I also believe that our industry is so progressive, right? It's so progressive, it evolves over time, and therefore I believe when you go to these award ceremonies, they always change and they evolve and they excite me. Do you know, every time we see things, we see something new, and it's like the fashion industry, it keeps evolving, and that's what I love about our industry, because it keeps evolving, people keep producing new stuff. I don't necessarily think the technical ability is getting better, although with some people it does, I do agree with that, but over time it just evolves and progresses, and it just shares new ideas constantly, and I love that about those awards, you know. Listen, your Avant Garde has become a true passion of yours over the years. How do you, I mean, just two questions here. How did you get into it yourself personally, and who and what inspired you to do that and continue in that area?
Probably years ago, I suppose Avant Garde is like this thing where you could be very creative. You don't actually need to show it to anybody, so it took me a long time. I made pieces that I thought people wanted to see at the start, and secretly was making things that I thought looked like a designer would make. That I love Alexander McQueen, I love Sarah Burton as well, I love Rodarte, and I follow lots and lots of different designers, and I love Eugene Solomon, and lots of hairdressers that work backstage at Fashion Week. So my Instagram is full of all those types of people. So I was taking on board what they were doing, maybe with little bits of fabric, and I was trying to make that into hair. So I've been evolving the Avant-Garde as opposed to maybe fantasy work. So Avant-Garde has been much softer, and then I was inspired as well by some of the colour. I'm a Wella Style Council member myself, so it was very influential as well. I loved the trend vision, so all the colours that were coming from that I wanted to experiment with, and maybe in the salon I couldn't get to do that. So I could lay the wefts down, colour the wefts, and then manipulate them and shape them, and maybe think about the shading in them, how it would work against a camera, because I love photography. So I wanted to know how I could colour the hair and then maybe create like layers of sewing involved in the hair, and bend it and twist it and shape it, and then see how it looks at camera. The other thing I'm very influenced by is a guy called Paolo Roversi, who is an Italian photographer for Italian Vogue.
Can I just say, anybody that, all those references that Joanne has just mentioned there, please follow them online, because it's very important that you take those inspirations and watch what Joanne's saying and listen to what Joanne's saying about, the sort of influences, what draws influence for you and helps you create your, Paolo Roversi is a photographer, right? So do you want to explain?
Amazing photographer, and he shoots in a particular style, which was like Caravaggio, and I'm very influenced by art. Now, I'm not well read on art, but I love art, and I travel a lot. I go to Venice and Bologna and different places, and I love to see old art, old works, and I think the lighting in them is what interests me the most. And for creating hair pieces, I tend to reference Paolo Roversi and his work. Maybe not the hair that's in the work. It's timeless. Yeah, that's what I would like to create, something that's very timeless that you can put on your salon wall or on your Instagram, and that people can get some kind of inspiration from. Maybe not, my clients don't want to wear the hairstyle, but they certainly love the taste in the styling.
I do believe, people say, but nobody's going to wear it or something, or blah, blah, blah.
But they tell that to Vivienne Westwood when she made a dress out of carpet.
Yeah, exactly. I think
it's not to do with the carpet.
Creativity, isn't it?
It's creativity. Because people, I remember when I was, I think it was 17 or 18, and I did a samurai warrior for the first time. It was like a bald head and all these plaits and black plaits and whatnot, for the Northern Ireland Hair Championships, or the All Ireland Hair Championships in Belfast, and it didn't win. It should have won. It was amazing. But Maeve had said you should bring it to Dublin. You know, bring it to Dublin. So I think we did bring it to Dublin. You know what I mean? It's just, it's getting those people seeing it and saying, you know, that's so beautiful, bring it. Now, it made page 7 in the Belfast Telegraph. And the salon stickies at the time, the phone was ringing off the hook. They didn't want the bald head and they didn't want the makeup, but they wanted the person that was creative.
And responsible for doing that.
I want her to do my hair. I don't want it like that, but I want somebody like that to do my hair. So that's so important.
Yeah, I guess people talking. I always think, you know, when you see creativity like that, and people pushing the boundaries of fashion, like even like what you just said, Eugene Solomon, Guido, any of those hairdressers that really pushing the boundaries on the fashion circuit, basically they can be watered down. They just inspire people to be able to be creative, and I love that. I mean, what you're doing today, it's going to be super inspiring, super creative, and I love that, because even for people that aren't going to do it, they still see great inspiration behind it.
The colour,
even the colour. Some of the colour pieces that I seen you do there, I could see you painting different shapes on it. I love that, right? So I can't wait to see that later on. But listen, any tips for any vibrant hairdressers getting into the industry?
I think you have to, you know, don't be put off by getting a knockback. I think use a knockback and put it into a positive and keep going. You know, I used to go to hair shows and things and maybe not win, and for 2 minutes I'd be like, oh, a bit disappointed. But after the 2 minutes passed, it's like, what will I do the next time? Let's get another idea, you know, and it's lovely, because I remember young people coming up and saying, how did you do that? Well, I love sharing, because then I'm going to leave that behind and make something new. You know, always don't be scared to share. Get rid of it. Do it, get rid of it, and move on to something new.
Yeah, no, I love it. Listen, tell our audience what they're going to walk away from today's class with.
Well, today I'm hoping to share as many different techniques and ideas in making hairpieces as I possibly can. Hopefully inspiration just to be positive in your hairdressing career and push yourself just creatively, and I don't know, just give yourself fun in hairdressing.
Brilliant. I can't wait for it. And people are going to walk away with a lot more confidence. I mean, and people are frightened to even know where to start. So I mean, Joanne's going to be presenting this from start to finish, and you're going to get to see exactly how to start something. You know,
from crimping it to building it. So no scare. But you know what? If this doesn't work for me today, I can quickly take it down and put it back up again. It's not a...
Amazing stuff.
It's not like a haircut.
Thanks a lot, Joanne.
Thank you,
thanks for having us. Thanks for coming, anyway, shall I say.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
If you like what you've seen, leave a comment below and subscribe to our YouTube channel.